Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. Robart here on Twitter, bringing us the latest market update. Well, this is an older clip, but I wanted to remind you guys where we stand with regards to the crypto market. This is Kevin O'Leary. If you haven't seen this clip, listen up.
Someone is out there on the brink of zero. That's okay. In fact, I'd argue that's a good thing when we get it. Now, do we get it this week? Do we get it next week? Someone's going to zero. I don't know who, but it'll be great.
Because at some point, somebody is going to have to go to zero, and that is going to be a great indication of if we are at the bottom yet or not. Now, all throughout last week, and actually it's been over the last few weeks now, we've been hearing about large trading platforms, large crypto institutions that have been going bankrupt, that have either been, going bankrupt or talking to lawyers about perhaps filing for bankruptcy. We've heard about a lot of crypto exchanges suspending withdrawals and trading. And so, guys, here's another one. Crypto platform Vald suspends withdrawals, trading, and deposits amid financial challenges. Vald, a Singapore-headquartered crypto lending and exchange startup, has suspended withdrawals, trading, and deposits on its platform with immediate effect as it navigates financial challenges. That is the official quote here, and they just reported this today. The 3-year-old startup, which counts Peter Thiel-backed Valor Ventures, Coinbase Ventures, and Pantera Capital among its backers, has raised about $27 million, said that it is facing financial challenges amid the market downturn, which it said has prompted customer withdrawals of about $198 million since June 12th, which was just about a month ago. So guys, is this going to be the biggie? Well, I doubt it is going to be the biggie. This is not, the kind of company that Kevin O'Leary is suggesting here, although it is playing into this narrative that, the market is almost at its bottom. We're looking at the chart here. Bitcoin right now still hovering at this level, just shy of $20,000 at the moment of this recording. Right now, we're trading at about $19,478 per Bitcoin. So definitely a far cry from the all-time high that we saw back in November. The market is down, or at least Bitcoin is down 71.8%, give or take. And, taking into consideration that we have seen market downturns upwards of 80%. Like if we take a look at the last bear market, we saw roughly an 85% correction for Bitcoin. We could be there, but there could still be some more bearish activity left for Bitcoin. So, some analysts here, or rather, this is a news outlet, Cointelegraph, reporting on some statistics. 80,000 Bitcoin millionaires have been wiped out in the great crypto crash of 2022. So there were about 108,886 BTC addresses reporting a balance of greater than $1 million at around the time that Bitcoin reached its all-time high. Fast forward to present day, and now the price of Bitcoin struggling to hold above 20,000. We're only seeing a mere 26,284 addresses are reporting to contain holdings valued at upwards of $1 million. So now we've seen a decline of about 75% of Bitcoin millionaires specifically. Also, they talk about Bitcoin millionaires with values over $10 million, and that went from about 10,587 addresses to about 4,342 hold the same status today, a decline of 58%. So that's another indicator that, a lot of these people are still holding Bitcoin. So on the one hand, it sounds negative because, the amount of millionaires has decreased, sure. But these are all people, obviously, who did not cash out of their Bitcoin and are still holding Bitcoin in their wallets. Something else we should be paying attention to. Different this time, almost all Bitcoin metrics are now hinting at a price bottom. So this is the question I think that is on everybody's minds, because Bitcoin's hitting a price bottom. Well, that means the rest of the altcoins should be as well. And so there's a lot of indications suggesting that the bottom is in. Bitcoin played wait and see with traders on June the 28th as Wall Street opened to a flat performance. But data from CoinMarketCap Pros and TradingView showed BTC to USD circling 21,000 on Bitstamp. That was again a few days ago, refusing to commit to a firm trend. The pair nonetheless avoided fresh signs of weakness, leading Cointelegraph contributor Michael Van de Pope to believe that an attack on important levels, notably the 200-week moving average near 22,400, could be next. So Van de Pope saying, there is a chance that we could see a bounce upward and that there will be upward momentum. Bitcoin bounced upward after sweeping the lows at 20,600. Honestly, was expecting a further correction towards 20,300, but he's still long on his positions. He gives his positions here, as I'm still assuming we'll see continuation towards 22.4. and possibly even 23.1. So a case for a positive trajectory to the upside. Let's not forget, though, Bitcoin right now only down 71% compared to traditional markets where we have seen it down further, anywhere between 80 and 90%. So, I mean, there could still be, I mean, there is still a case, obviously, which I will get to in a second, for a Bitcoin to go down even further. Of course, taking a look at where 80% would be, it would line up directly with this former high, this high that we saw back in June of 2019. Well, few expected a clear bullish trend to emerge. Long-time perspectives also place importance on the current price levels. So among them was John Bollinger, the creator of the Bollinger Band's volatility indicator, who in a fresh take on BTC/USD flagged the culmination of a trend years in the making. The next move, he suggested, could well be higher after a picture-perfect double top pattern on Bitcoin in 2021. So here's what John Bollinger says, and yes, this guy created the indicator, the Bollinger Bands. Picture-perfect double top, the M top in the BTC USD chart on the monthly chart, complete with confirmation by band width and percentage B, leads to the tag of the lower Bollinger Bands. No sign of one yet, but this would be a logical place to put in a bottom. So he's looking at Bitcoin here. If I bring that up, you can see his chart here. I'm thinking this is the weekly chart here on his screen grab. It's making a low on the Bollinger Band, so he's drawn the Bollinger Bands on here, the top one being red, and the bottom band being the green band. I don't talk too much about Bollinger Bands on this channel, but day trading in the stock market, I was using them more often a few years ago. Anyway, with regards to this particular indicator, I don't want to get into how that indicator works and all that. Maybe that's a topic for another video, but low on the Bollinger Bands essentially means great buying opportunity. High on the Bollinger Bands essentially means overbought. So just in a nutshell, John Bollinger is saying that we are looking like we could be poised for a good buying opportunity. Meanwhile, veteran trader Tony Vase warns of another Bitcoin collapse after a disastrous week. So this just coming out today, Monday, July 4th. I hope you guys are all enjoying your long weekend. Seasoned investor Tony Vase says that Bitcoin is on the verge of another breakdown, which could send the price of the leading crypto asset to a new 2022 low. So he has a bit of a different perspective on this. The weekly chart is having a disastrous candle once again. It's a red star candle. It's going to close near the lows unless there's a monster rally. But it's a holiday weekend, let's not forget. So I doubt it. Right now, this is a bearish look. The 4-day chart, also a bearish look. That's why we're in 100% crash. So looking at the daily chart, Vase says that Bitcoin is at the brink of breaching support at $19,000, which he notes could ignite another sell-off event. Here's the quote. The daily chart is getting ready for an MRI, momentum reversal indicator buy. That's good news. What's the bad news? The bad news is that we're about to break very critical support, and that can send the price of Bitcoin significantly lower. So we're going to keep an eye on this development, and hopefully early next week will be a nice turnaround with an MRI buy, similar to what happened 2 weeks ago. Looking at Vase's chart, a break of Bitcoin's immediate support could drive BTC to his target at around $14,500. So again, like I had mentioned, if we do see this come back down, he's saying 14,500, but if we do see this trend break down further, and so right now it's up here, if we see it break down to 80%, which would bring us to this former high that we saw back again in June of 2021, that would bring us in and around here, and that price point right over here would be roughly $13,700. So in and around where Tony Vase is suggesting it could go, a move down to $14,500. So we're off by just under $1,000, which in the grand scheme of things isn't a lot for Bitcoin. And again, guys, I talk about Bitcoin because it does have an effect on the rest of the market. If we're looking at XRP, XRP is still trading in a speculative context, similar with all other altcoins. So we don't have the real world utility. We don't have XRP breaking away from the rest of the crypto market. So if you're wondering why I'm not talking about XRP specifically, I think we all probably know this by now. Everything does tend to follow Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, the leader of the pack, the total market cap also very important to look at as well. This is just cryptocurrency, the total market cap for crypto. The drawdown, as you guys can see, I've already charted it here on this chart, was almost 88%, or almost exactly 88% actually. And now we are seeing this correction here from this all-time high at about a $3 trillion market cap. This is only about 71%. So again, even if we were to go down to 86. And again, this is the total market cap, so Bitcoin would be a large part of this, but the rest of cryptocurrencies would have to also really collapse as well. It would bring us back to this all-time high here, again, set back in June of 2019. As I'd mentioned on the Bitcoin chart, that would equal roughly 13,700 on Bitcoin, but it would bring the entire crypto market cap down to roughly 300, so just under $400 billion. So this is another perspective here, guys. We probably don't want to hear it, but things to be paying attention to if you want to make a lot of money in this next cycle, guys. This one from Rob Art, another one here. In 2017, it took 363 days, so almost exactly 1 year for Bitcoin to bottom out. It's been 236 days since the 2021 top. So from a time perspective, what does this mean? Let's bring this into context, okay? Bringing up a bars pattern here. Let's just take a fractal pattern of the former bull run. Almost an entire year it took for Bitcoin to really kind of find its bottom, and then at that point it did ramp back up again. And if I throw that fractal right in here, you guys can see that right in there, give or take. Let's see if I can pinpoint that almost exactly. You can see that fractal pattern, very, very similar. The ups and downs, even though it's not following it exactly. If I were to just stretch that out, you guys can see. Whoops! You guys can see that how these waves kind of form, and we can see the ups and downs. But we're still waiting for one more kind of capitulative event, I think, or at least this is one theory. Okay, let me actually just take a fresh one here because I want to just take this fractal pattern, bring it back over here. Just delete that one real quick. Get rid of that one. Throw this one back up here. Okay, so to just kind of give you guys a sense of where, time-wise, where we are today versus the former all-time high. We're over here. Again, it took, what did he say, 363 days in order to get from the top of the former all the way to the bottom down here, 363. You guys can see that there. Taking it from the top, I'm looking at the fractal right now, all the way to the bottom, the capitulative event. And right now we are hovering in and around here, so 236 days. The other thing that I think I should bring up here is that Marin tweet that I reported on a couple of months ago, May 10th, plus October 28th, do what you will. And if you guys didn't see that video I did on Marin's tweet, I will link it up here in the top right-hand corner. A bit of a prediction video. Now, if you take a look at where this would actually line up, if we could just kind of take a look at that. Lining up, if we were to bring it to October 28th, you guys can see that brings it to October 28th, and you guys can see that's very, very close here to the final leg down. So again, she tweeted this out back in January of 2022. So an interesting prediction, and it's looking as though it is playing out. Now, this brings me to the final question. Is this it? Is this the bottom? Or is there going to be another leg down? Well, coincidentally, just yesterday, Mr. Poole tweeted this out, final for what? And a lot of people in the XRP community are assuming that this has to do with the market and that the fact that, you know, there will be one final leg down before we finally see that pull back to the upside. So again, guys, if you didn't catch the Marin video I did, I've been talking about this as well. Accumulation, likely going to see that accumulation phase throughout the summer. And then hopefully we are going to see that uptick by the time the fall rolls around, late October 2022. So is this what Mr. Poole meant? Interesting to say the least. Final buy now before 589 tomorrow or next day. See you all on the other side. Enigma Ridworld here. Also bringing this up, final sounds to me as a final broadcast. If you guys don't remember the Ripple Riddler, he also had a final broadcast that he posted on his channel, which I'm not going to play for you guys, but the link will be in the description of the video if you guys weren't here for that era in the XRP community. There were several Riddlers conveying their opinions on XRP, of course, the market structure. This was just one of them. It premiered back in November 2019. Again, I'll link it in the description if you guys are interested. But Enigma Ridworld brings up some interesting points here. In the film, the video is followed by fireworks. 2 years ago, Mr. Poole did drop a July the 4th calendar, which coincidentally is today, July the 4th, 2022. Calendar drop had fireworks in the number 4. For those of you guys who may not remember that. Ripple Riddler Declaration of Independence video at the end of the wormhole. There are fireworks. Then Pool on September 10th, 2020 dropped The End, the 113 clock Tree of Light presents, and other images as well. So I don't know if these also coincide with what we are seeing today, but Enigma Ridworld here trying to put this together. Howard Moon 589, The End is just the beginning. Boom, sunglasses, drop had hidden 589 or 22. I've also done videos on the number 22, how it relates to Ripple and XRP, and if you guys haven't caught the latest one there, I will link that up here in the top right-hand corner for you. So numerology, one of these big things in the Ripple XRP community, especially when it has to do with the riddles. Regarding the end is the beginning and bearable guy, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1 concept. When something like 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1 happens, that's a relevant date. July 1st is the 182nd day of the year. In July 2 remain 182 days to the end of the year, so that would have been a couple of days ago. It seems that there is some kind of 1, 2, 3 / 3, 2, 1 symmetry on July 1st and July 2nd. Well, Pool, he released this tweet on July the 3rd. Regarding the final broadcast video, the film is called V for Vendetta. For those of you guys, some of you guys probably already know it. And V is the 22nd letter of the alphabet. So if 22 means V, V could also mean pyramid, Illuminati. So now we're diving into it a little bit deeper here. This is getting really deep into it, I got to admit. In the final broadcast scene, there's some kind of 1, 2, 3 / 3, 2, 1 sentence symmetry. Strength through unity, unity through faith. World 1, World 2, World 3, World 3, World 2, World 4. The final broadcast scene happens on November the 4th to November 5th. November 4th is 1, 2, 3, as in Bearable Guy 1, 2, 3, and November 5th is 1, 3, 3. There are 10 units, days, in the inflection point from 1, 2, 3 to 1, 3, 3. There's also another tweet here with regards to tarot cards. Boy, there's a lot in this tweet thread, guys. I will link it in the description if you guys are interested. I think, though, at the end of the day, a lot of people in the XRP community are assuming that this does mean that there will be one final drop. And I don't doubt it, considering, where we are, what we've seen in the past with regards to the fractal pattern, with regards to the fact that, it has taken almost a year, 365 days, 363 days till the absolute bottom in 2018. That was the absolute bottom of the market. And if we take a look at Marin's tweet here, October 28th, bringing it back to the Bitcoin chart, we can see that brings us very, very close right over here. So is Pool warning us that there is going to be one final leg down, potentially bringing Bitcoin to $13,000, give or take? And should we be hodling our dollars to load up on Bitcoin, XRP, whichever altcoin you want to stack up on? Tell me down in the comments what you guys are loading up on. And please subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.